All right, yo, welcome back to another episode of the Educated and the Reckless podcast with your host, Apollo P. and
No Better Nina.
And we're back again with another episode for the new year. Or this is the very first episode that we're doing in the new year.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, to you, this is just another episode.
Us,
this is the new year. This is the new year episode. And as I was laying down in my bed yesterday, struggling to go to sleep, I was thinking, why did it take so long for us to record? But I realized last time we recorded was like on Sunday. Like a week.
Was it a Sunday? No, it was a Monday.
It was a Monday?
Yes.
No, it was a Sunday.
No, it was a Sunday.
Yeah, it was a Sunday. And I was like, why did it take so long for us to record? Because I felt like I haven't been inside the studio forever. But it's just that we took like a week and 3 days off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, not off, but it's just that extended.
Away from the studio.
Yeah, so it just felt weird. I was like, I don't think we were working as hard. I feel like we're slacking. Because all this good news is coming out we haven't touched on.
No, but I feel like it's good because now we have a bunch of shit to talk about.
Yeah, and the new year started off fresh and hot, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Man, so spicy. We're only 8 days in. Or is it? Yeah, 8 days in. You guys, you're hearing this on the 9th, but it's 8 days into the new year and shit's spicy. We got a lot of shit to break down. And also, Nina's going to be hosting the show with me, the 18th show.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Almost forgot about that.
Yeah, we ended off the year with that, and we're going to start off the year with that too. So,
how was your week?
My week was cool. What can I say? All right, so, let me just talk about the date and all that. Let me just get that out of the way.
Yeah. I promised everyone details in the last
it's not no details. Stop it.
Okay, well, we want details.
All right, so what happened was I went out with this young lady. We went to Scooters. We went to Scooters Roller Palace. Mm-hmm. It was a cool time. I enjoyed my time with her. I'm just gonna say cool. I don't got nothing to rant and rave about. It was a cool experience. You know those type of experiences.
Wasn't awkward.
It wasn't awkward.
Like it was just normal.
It was cool. Like it was cool. I got to feel a vibe. We were doing something as we were getting to know each other, and it was one of those things. It's like, hey, it could go.
So bad.
Yeah.
No.
What?
We were doing something as we got to know each other.
Yeah. We're roller skating. You're roller skating.
It's going over your head. It's okay.
Yeah, your mind's in the gutter. That's why. Your mind's in the gutter. So as we were roller skating and stuff like that, we were talking about some cool stuff, like, you know, what were we talking about? We were talking about a lot of stuff. We were talking about a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. What I could say is that I would go out with her again. Mm-hmm. Just to see where we were going, mm-hmm. You know, because it's one of those things that kind of left me. It was like, all right, if I never spoke to her again, I could say that I had a good time. It was cool. Yeah. But I want to know if moving forward, if things are going to go right or if things are going to go left. But, you know, that's one thing I would want. I'm kind of curious about. But she's cool people. I tried to go out with her on Sunday. I was about to come back with a double hitter this episode. Yep. But nah, that kind of canceled because she was sick. She told me that she was been out all day. She was going to wear a baseball cap and all of that. And she's just sick. And she had told me that previously, but I had forgotten. And so when she told me that she was sick, I just said, you know what, forget the whole thing, whatever. And, you know, and most people has it when they're sick, they're trying to do things and stuff like that, even though they're sick. But yeah, I'm like, yo, just
You've been talking to her since she said she was sick?
I spoke to her on Sunday, which we were supposed to go out. Today is Tuesday. Yeah. So I haven't spoken to her since Sunday. I'll probably hit her up. You know, I don't be really on there like that. I don't really be on it like that. Like,
no, I'm not. No.
I'm not trying to. I don't do the full press. Like, you know.
But I will say I really respect you because she lives in my area in Vaughan. Yeah. And you went from here to Vaughan to pick her up, to Mississauga to Scooters, back to Vaughan to drop her off, and then back home to Brampton.
Yeah, you make me sound like a simp. That's what you're making me do on the sound of the mic.
No, I think it's nice.
Nah, you're making me sound like a simp.
I think it's nice. Listen, either I'm picking all the wrong guys or this is something completely normal to do. I don't fucking know, but good for you.
You make me sound like a simp on the mic. That's what you're doing.
I think it's good.
Nah,
I don't think
stop
it's
it.
a bad thing.
Stop it. You don't even have to. That's not even like the greatest indicator to point out. It's like, yo, dude from Brampton went all the way to Vaughan to go to Mississauga.
Back to Mississauga, and then back to Vaughan, and then back to Brampton. That's a lot.
Nah, man, stop. You make me look bad.
I'm not making you look. I'm making you look great. So, listen, ladies, holla.
No, don't holla, because I don't give it up like that. I don't give it up like. You know what Nina is forgetting to say is that I was already in Vaughan because we were recording the podcast.
Oh yeah, you dropped me off.
Yeah. So don't.
Yeah, but it's like you're still in Vaughan, going to Mississauga, going back to Vaughan, then going back to Brampton to go home. Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah. I was about to go downtown. She lives downtown in for real. And I was about to go downtown to the movie theater. To go watch a movie theater with her. I ended up so we're supposed to watch Creed 2. Mm-hmm. We were unable to do that.
Okay.
but best believe I watched it by myself.
And
it was I say Creed 2 is a good movie, but I don't believe there will be a sequel after that.
So you think it's done?
Yeah,
I've never watched 1 or 2. So.
Oh, you're missing out.
Yeah,
you're missing out on that Michael B. Jordan.
I know
that magic.
I know.
It was a good movie. Creed 2 is a great movie. I mean, let me not say great. It's a good movie. I don't think you'll walk out of there disappointed. But I think there's one thing why I look at it and I don't see sequels. I think it was too heavy.
What do you mean, like too serious?
Yeah, I think the beauty of number 1 was that there was a lot of jokes and a lot of lightheartedness, and there's getting to what's that thing called, the Simba moment, where you're getting to see a man grow into seeing a boy go into a man and stuff like that and come into his own. As the movie number 2 starts, you already see the man becomes as his own, and kind of like rails off into seeing his relationship with his girlfriend and how they're able to get a child and shit like that. I think it was too heavy. There wasn't enough jokes.
But they always say that the sequel's never as good as the first movie.
I mean, this one, I'm not saying it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but why I say there's not a sequel is because it was too, the direction that they went in didn't go in the same direction as the first one. I think because they're probably a different director, but because Ryan Coogler did the first one, he also did Black Panther, and then some other dude did the next one. But I just feel like it was too serious at times. I like serious, but there should have been more lighthearted jokes. This is boxing. We have Rocky in the movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's like, to be honest, I felt like there's only 3 jokes in there.
There's it? You can count them?
There's 3 jokes. There's the one in the beginning where he was talking about the engagement. There's another one where dude was where he was talking about how Rocky was asking, yo, the baby's name, you just name something simple. And he was like, you do know my daughter's gonna be black. That was a lighthearted thing. And then some other shit that he had, I forget.
Interesting.
It was like 3 jokes, man. There's 3 jokes in there.
All right, well then I'm not gonna watch it. So
no. I didn't. Hold on. How you? I did not say it was bad. I said it was
too serious.
Yeah, it's like it was serious. It was a good movie. But like it was too serious.
Okay.
I like the boxing parts though. Like you got to see him like you know, I don't know if you're a guy like that, but if you're tomboyish like that, but like when you see like a fighting thing, you see homeboy like fighting, and you start sitting down. And you start to move your hands a little bit, like as you're fighting with him. All right, see, like I said, you're not like a guy like that.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Thank you.
Sometimes I'm watching them box. I'm like, yo, I'm getting into the rhythm, like So
no, I don't. Do
all right, no. yo. Before I get to how your week was, I left my house with this jacket on. You like my sweater? It's a nice yellow sweater.
Yeah, like it
says can't buy respect on it.
Yeah. What's wrong with it? Why? What's wrong?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's the jacket. That's this bomber jacket I left, and I kept on smelling like, I was like, yo, I don't know if it smells right.
It did smell something funny when you walked in.
Did I? Oh no.
Not like bad. Like it kind of smelled like fruity. Almost.
Yeah. So fruity. So
you were macking on hose?
No, I wasn't macking on hose. Let me just expose myself right now.
It smells like pineapple.
I know it does. Because I sprayed it on recently. But my jacket itself, I was looking at it, smelling it. I'm like, yo, it kind of smell kind of tingy a little bit. You know, like not. What's that? Pungent? Pungent? I don't know. I don't know. Fucking word. It smell kind of like yeah, like I'm not really rocking with it. I'm like, I don't really use this jacket that often. I'm like, yo, why does it smell like that? So I'm trying to like hit them things. So before I left my car, I hit myself with this little bottle this girl left in my car. And why the girl left the bottle in the car is because one of them were smoking inside my car when we went to Darien Lake this past year.
Oh my!
They're smoking, and so they're like, "Yo, let me just hit this with the bop, 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 bop," and she forgot it inside the car. Because girls love to forget things inside your car.
Damn, that's a long time ago too.
Yeah, and I just seen it now, so I'm like, all right, I hit it. It
smells nice.
Yeah, it does smell like I smell.
But it smells like a girl.
Yeah,
it's okay. Mind. Just tell people you were macking on hose.
Nah, I'm not.
Yeah, just do it.
Nah, man. Just do it. Hold on. If I'm macking on hoes and their fragrance are getting on me like that, that's crazy.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
That's crazy. All right, so tell me about how your week. I kind of came late, so we might have to rush through certain things, but we will take our time on this R. Kelly shit.
You can push to 1:45.
You can?
Yeah, I'll just like 15 minutes late. It's not a big deal.
1:45?
Because I work at 1:30.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Why'd I book it for 11:30 all the time?
We always book it for 11:30.
And then why we finish at 1? We don't finish at 1.
We usually end up going a little longer because we end up coming late.
Oh,
okay. Anyways.
Oh, for real? All right. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. But we will take our time on this R. Kelly shit and this Kevin Hart shit.
Yes.
All right. So go about. How's your week?
So my cousin who goes to school in England, she's back home for the holidays and it's her birthday on Thursday. this Thursday coming up, but she wanted to celebrate last week. So her parents have this timeshare in Horseshoe Valley, which is like a little north. And so right, she wanted to go there.
You're going north without me. That's what you're doing. I see how you. I see
why
how
you like to go north.
Nah, I see what you do on the IG story. I'm like, hold on, don't tell me this. My partner, out here skiing. Awesome. Oh, come on,
it was So okay, so basically,
I thought you were about that spa life.
That's what I'm like. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm saying like you just out here snaking.
I am about the spa life. I didn't really want to do anything while we were there.
Oh, but you did.
But
you did.
So basically, we went to Horseshoe Valley. It was us, 6 of us, and then like some of my cousins just came up for the day, and like whatever. I skied, a few of them snowboarded. I already know how to ski. Like when I lived in Ottawa, every year the school would take us to the hills, whatever, and we'd go skiing or snowboarding. So I already know how to ski. So me, one of my cousins, and my cousin's friend, we were like the only people who knew what we were doing. So we went on all the like harder hills and like the Black Diamonds and stuff. And so it's like towards the end of the night, and I'm on like my 6th, maybe my 5th Black Diamond hill. And I don't know what happened, but like I panicked when I was going down because I didn't realize how steep it was. And all I did was like, oh fuck. And like I literally, my skis got caught up. I rolled down, one ski came off. I went face first into the fucking snow. Everyone on the ski lift was probably laughing at me because it was right next to the lift too. And then like a bunch of people went by me, but then luckily these 3 people behind me, they ended up helping me, grabbing my ski for me and stuff. And like she was an instructor at the actual place. So she's like, don't worry, like I'll help you. I'm like, I just want to walk down the rest. Like I'm too scared. And she's like, no, just ski it. It's not that bad. That was the last fucking hill I did. I was done after that.
It's called a wipeout, what you did.
Yeah.
You wiped out.
So then that night, my cousin's like, yo, I want to go to this country club, like just for fun, whatever. And I'm like, you guys really like, so I'm like, okay, I already knew we were going there. I'm like, I'm not packing anything cute. I'm not even going to wear I'm not going to waste my expensive ass makeup to go to a fucking country club where I know there's nobody there for me to impress.
That Fenty Beauty. You're not going to waste that.
Hell no. So I literally went like this.
Yeah.
And
bareface.
Yeah. And I went in and I was like, okay, like whatever. So one of my cousin's friends, he goes there, like he's been there a couple times. It's in Barrie, like downtown Barrie. And
Barrie has a downtown?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So we Ubered there. And because we're in the middle of nowhere, the Uber took 20 minutes to pick us up. And then
where did Uber come from?
I don't fucking know. But then we get to this country club and it's me and my cousin's friends who go in first because we took a separate Uber.
Yeah.
And me and one of the girls walk in and she's like, oh my God, Nina. I'm like, what? She's like, do you see what I see? I'm like, holy fuck. You know when you walk in an arena and they have like the flags hanging from the ceiling like banners?
Yeah.
This fucking country club had 3 different versions of the Confederate flag hanging like banners from the top, like humongous. I'm like, yo, I looked at her. I'm like, she's like, do we like go inside or no? I'm like, I don't know. Like, because me, my cousin and her we're all brown.
Yeah.
And then my other cousin's friends, Italian, Greek, and half Portuguese, half white. So they look white, obviously, because their skin is white.
Yeah.
And then
people will consider them right.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, someone told me they're like, make sure you go and you have white people with you. So
that's what someone. Hey, bro, you should never went.
Somebody did
tell you that. It's I'm not. Even
and then we went in and like people were like really like obviously they were all over the one white girl who was with us.
Yeah.
And so we were just like having fun with it, whatever. I was being stupid. I took my full opportunity. I was like, hey, this is my first time going to a club where I'm not gonna know one person in there. I'm gonna act like a fucking idiot. So I climb this thing.
So
I'm like,
go all the way north to do that.
I'm hitting the folks all night. I'm dabbing, like everything. My cousin's friend goes, is this how Nina normally dances in the club? My cousin's like, I've never seen her dance like this in my life. I was about to break dance. Like I gave her my phone. I'm like, yo, hold this, back up, make a circle. Like I was just being stupid, like having fun with it, whatever. Because what else was I going to do at that point? And then like, I remember my cousin's friend was making a Snapchat and there was these like old white guys behind us and like they saw us making a Snapchat. They were like singing and shit when they weren't looking. And then once they saw us making a Snapchat, they like looked at us and like the look they gave us was really scary. And I was like, hey guys, like I'm ready to go. Like,
darn tune,
I don't feel safe
her.
here. Like, but yeah, that was a very interesting experience. The Confederate flag was actually really scary. Like when I saw that, I was actually genuinely scared.
I wonder what white people over in Canada have, what type of allegiance they have to the Confederate flag.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like it was weird. But yeah, and then the next day just went home and shit. But it was an interest. I had, you know, I went in like going to that whole thing with really low expectations. I was like, I'm not gonna have fun, like whatever, it's just gonna be boring. And I actually had a lot of fun. And I feel bad because my cousin's like, I really fucking hated it. She's like, it's not what I expected it to be. And I'm like,
your cousin, the one that brought you through, is like, yo, Nina, you come, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah, like it was her birthday
and you're like,
and everything.
I'm gonna come through for you, but I'm not gonna like it.
Exactly.
And you come out with the, it happens like that. It be like that sometimes. I had a great
time, but that's why you got to go into everything with low expectations.
It be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So you got yourself a white man's phone number?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
I did not approach nobody, and nobody was approaching. I wore fucking army pants, bro.
Oh, for real?
My cousin's
I thought that was a look.
No, my cousin's friend who goes there, he's like, I love how Nina thought like country club. Yeah, army pants. I'm like, I swear white people love camo.
They do.
Like that's why I wore army pants.
They do.
But yeah, that was my week.
Yeah.
The highlight of my week.
I feel you. All right then.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that you want to share with us?
Actually, there could be. I'll just save it for off the mic.
All right then. Off the mic conversation. Yo, we're gonna have to. There's gonna have to be one part of the podcast when we decide to grow this, where we have like an afterthought segment. Where we address all the things that we didn't address in the main. I'm not talking about be a regular thing, but maybe our when we talk about finances and all that shit, maybe that could be like an afterthought type of thing, and just name it like classrooms in session or something like that.
Okay, cool. Or like, but like.
Nah, I don't like the name.
Yeah, no.
I don't like the name.
Okay, well, I wasn't gonna go with that name.
Nah,
that was just a brainstorm.
Yeah, I don't like that name. Because I just threw it out there. I'm like, nah, classroom, not in this session.
No.
It has to do something. You know what?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right, so nothing is happening locally. Apparently, there's one person that recently died, but
in the
we're not.
State crash.
Yeah.
That kid, he went to the high school that I went to, but he's in that high school now.
Oh yeah, he was 15, right?
Yeah.
15, 16?
He went to the high school that I went to.
Oh, St. Michael Carr?
Emily Carr.
Emily? What'd I say?
St. Michael Carr.
What'd I say?
St. Michael Carr. It's Emily Carr. The school is called Emily Carr.
Okay, my bad.
Not St. Michael Carr. You just mixed two different schools.
RP to that young man. Yeah. What happened? Were they drinking and driving?
I'm not sure. I just know that he went to the same high school. He goes to the same high school that I went to.
Well, shit's crazy, no?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this surviving R. Kelly. It's going to be somber for a while. I have opinions. Nina has opinions.
Lots of opinions.
I forgo watching Nina's video on it because I didn't want to know what she's
my opinions are.
Yeah, I want to come here. I want to be fresh. Nina has notes.
Yep, I actually do. How did you know that?
Because I'm on point. She has notes. She has things that she wants to address. And Nina, I want you to take the floor.
Okay, so I don't need to break down the documentary.
No. If you watched it,
you know
what's going on. If you haven't watched, you probably have some type of inclination of what's going on.
I watched all 6 episodes Sunday night when I got back from Horseshoe Valley, 8 p.m. to 2:30 in the morning. I spent just straight 6 hours watching it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a lot of sorrow.
No,
that's a lot of sorrow in a short amount of time.
I know, but I had to because I was like, if I'm recording my YouTube video Monday morning, I need to get it all like watched.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a lot of opinions. Okay, his big brother in the very first episode, like was
Bruce,
defending.
Let's say his name, Bruce.
He was kind of like he was defending R. Kelly by saying like he said something along the lines of, oh, like, you know, I just don't understand why the world makes such a big deal out of it. Like, if he has a preference for younger women, so what? Like, it's kind of like how I have a preference for older women and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, there's a reason your fucking interview's being done in prison right now because you're a little fucked up.
We don't know what he did.
Yeah, but that right there. Right there.
And on defense, black people do usually get praised for going in jail. Let's be honest.
Okay, fine.
He could have got himself a good drug dealing charge. Maybe caught a body. We don't know what he did.
Maybe, but that's
something to make him a real nigga.
Defense mechanism right there. I was like, They were also saying how like R. Kelly streams went up and stuff, but I think that happened because what's it called? One of the girls, the backup singers. Sorry. She was saying how like if you go back and listen to all the songs, they're all real stories. Yeah. And then after that aired is when his streams all went up. So I think like that's why
people are going up.
Yeah, because like even Jada Pinkett Smith was like, why the fuck? Like, am I missing something? Like, why did they go up? Whatever. But I think that's why. And then they also talked about how I Believe I Can Fly sort of fixed his image in terms of making him seem like, you know, more of a, like, that's a song they played in church or like for kids at
it's a
school.
transitional song.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of sort of mended his image after all the rumors and the sex tape with the 14-year-old and shit, which is really disturbing.
Hold on, I believe I Could Fly came after. Yeah, a lot of the good stuff, well, not say a lot of good, a lot of the, let's say, the image repair stuff came after 2002.
And some of his biggest hits too, they were saying, I can't remember which ones they were, but they were saying that came after as well. And I was like, damn.
The Ignition.
Which is part of the reason, like, why the label didn't drop him, because he was generating so much money for them. So they're like, okay, we're not going to drop you. So my theory, because so after the whole sex tape with the 14-year-old was released and him peeing on her and stuff like that, that was put out. He never got charges laid against him. And that's the 14-year-old is Sparkle's niece. And she was saying how the parents and Sparkle denied that it was her in the video. I kind of think that they did accept a payout from R. Kelly, because Sparkle even said that she was offered upwards of millions of dollars.
Was it millions or 100,000?
She said 6 figures.
6 figures. Oh, yeah, 100,000. No, just gotta keep you on point.
Okay, fine. But it could be either or. And she was offered that, and she turned it down because she's like, I'm gonna defend my family and shit. But so he didn't get any charges laid on him, and like that could be because of that. Or my other theory is possibly a label exec who obviously didn't want to drop R. Kelly and stuff after all this, could have possibly had ties to some sort of authority, whether it's a Chicago police or other authorities, to make that work for him. And the reason I say that is because later on in the documentary, at one point, Jocelyn Savage, the one who sent that video into TMZ like a year or two ago, to say she wasn't being held against her will, her parents called in a wellness check at Kelly's Atlanta home because they thought she was there. And when they did that, she ended up not actually being there. And when they did that, somehow Chicago police was alerted that wellness check happened, and they alerted someone on Kelly's team, like, hey, they did a wellness check in Atlanta, so get moving, like, from wherever you are. So by the time Chicago police showed up to the studio in Chicago, nobody was there. So there's a reason where I say, like, I think someone somewhere does have ties to something in order for him to constantly be getting away with this and stuff. Also, so Ezriel, her parents fucked up big time, in my opinion. 100%. Like, so this is what they think said 2011 or 2011. No,
it was 2014 let's say 2015, because she graduated.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. So this is obviously well after all the tapes and everything, and they knew about all this stuff. They admitted to knowing about all of that. They went to a concert, whatever. R. Kelly picked her to be on stage, and then he was apparently listening to her singing and shit. So whatever. He ends up giving her his number, and she ended up talking to him, and like her parents were like, we don't really like, they said something like they wanted to be on the phone or something at the same time. I don't know, but she ended up talking to him and meeting up with him at a hotel, and she didn't tell her parents. And then the day, like, while she's at the hotel, she's like, yeah, I'm meeting up with R. Kelly at the hotel, and her parents were like, what the fuck? So they both left work to figure out what the hell's going on. She comes down, she's really mad because she's like, he's gonna help me follow my dreams and blah blah blah. And like, parents are like, okay, fine, like, we'll just come with you to every single time you go and meet with him, or our siblings will. That is the biggest mistake you could have possibly made. I even said this in my video, like, I know for a fact my mother would never let that happen, and like, I would much rather have my kids stay mad at me for the rest of their life for thinking that I stopped them from following their dreams than to risk not seeing them, because they haven't seen her for 3 years now, to not see them. 2. No, they said 3. But
they in the end, at the ending credits, they said the last time they saw it at 2016.
Okay, well, it's 2019 now.
Well, let's say a year. The last time they saw it was a year.
Fine. So they haven't seen her, and like, to the fact that they constantly worry, and they also
2 years, my bad, 2 years.
And they also said they found out like her iCloud was still connected under her mom's account, and they saw the text messages. So that first day she met R. Kelly and came down crying, she had sex with him.
Which is I think legal in the state of Florida.
See, and that's it's crazy because you notice how once he got caught with the 14-year-old, he started talking. Hold on.
Let's be honest. I've never watched a sex tape of R. Kelly.
Oh no, me neither.
I've never watched that.
I don't want to watch it.
They say allegedly it's child pornography, right? But he got found not guilty of those all 14 counts. A white woman took the stand to testify against R. Kelly, and she was not even believable by the jury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people.
Oh my god, that jury guy pissed me off.
And but keep on going. I got so much.
Okay, I'm almost done. Also, so I think this is my last point. Okay, 2 points. So Faith Rogers. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was gonna say, I love how like after he gets caught with that, he started to, instead of going for the super young ones, he went for like the ones who were just about to turn 18, like 17. And
we got to be honest.
What?
Oh, so you know what? The state of I don't know what the law was at what 2014 was.
We said
2015 whenever he had sex with her, but it says the age of consent in Florida is 18 years old. No, actually no, the individual age of 17 or younger in Florida are not legally able to consent to sexual activity such as activity.
And I swear she was 17 because she was in grade 11, they were saying.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
So the other thing I was going to say was Faith Rogers, she said that she got herpes from R. Kelly. But I think that little piece of information could be questionable. You know why? Because she said she got it validated through a blood test. She never had a physical reaction she never said she had a physical reaction of herpes. She said she got a blood test. And from what I know, if you get a blood test, that's going to tell you you're positive, but at any point in your life. You could have had a cold sore or you could have got it at any point in your life or made out with someone else who had it at any point in their life and still never had an actual reaction to it, but your blood is still going to test positive for it.
Yeah, so Faith Rogers says she spoken to the Savages.
Yeah.
And the Savages are like, hey, I know that my daughter has a disease that she cannot get rid of.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you know that?
Exactly. I was wondering the same thing.
You know why I assume that he said that? I don't know. Remember how we were talking about how R. Kelly broke up a marriage?
Yeah.
Last year?
Yeah.
Because a woman was out here gallivanting with him for what, over a decade?
Yo, that's crazy.
Over a decade, right?
Yeah,
gallivanting with
something like that.
And then he brought back STD, but it wasn't. Was it herpes or gonorrhea or chlamydia or some other shit?
I don't know.
I forget that. Oh, we don't even keep the shit. We don't even keep shit on here.
No, we don't.
But
I just think like because herpes is one of those things that you can't actually pinpoint it back to who exactly gave it to you. It might not have been the last person you hooked up with. It could have been the first person you ever hooked up with. So just her saying that, like that's kind of invalid in my opinion. I also think because the girls were saying that when they go into the home, like there's someone who sleeps with all of them when they come into the home and shows them like how to please R. Kelly. My theory is that that's Sparkle's niece who was 14 at the time.
Oh yeah,
now
that's what I'm thinking. Because what's her name? One of them older women.
Yeah.
No older women. She said she was having sex with. Was she older?
Lisa. Her name was Lisa.
Lisa and something.
Via Van something. Yeah. She was having sex with someone who.
And then when her friend was like, "Did you see the tape?"
Yeah.
And out of curiosity, why would you want to see that shit?
Yeah.
She's like, I watched it.
And she's like, I ate her pussy. I know what it looks like. Like
that's the girl that I'm like, yo, you nasty. You and your friend are sick.
Like, yo,
you and your friend are sick.
Also, just one thing. So yesterday when I was going to the gym, I was actually listening to The Plug here on Vibe.
Yeah.
And Big Jax was talking about how because a lot of people are questioning. They're like, oh, is this actually real? Whatever.
Yeah.
So Big Jax said that at an Aritzia in Chicago, because he makes the mixes for Aritzia. Yeah. R. Kelly was found like in the Aritzia in Chicago, just in the Chicago Mall, just sitting there for like a couple hours. And
let's be honest. There's a variation of women that come through Aritzia.
Exactly. But so he just ends up sitting in there and then somebody goes up to him and they're like, why are you sitting here? He's like, oh, I really like the mix. Like, whatever. It's good, whatever. And then on his way out, he does the whole thing, gets his security guard to give an employee, like one of the employees who told Big Jax to give one of the employees his phone number and to call him, whatever. And I was like, holy fuck, like, he's still doing this. Like, to me, I'm the kind of person who I at most times can separate the artist from the music itself.
Yeah.
And I've said this before. If I've never listened to you before and I find out you did some grimy shit that I don't stand for, I won't give you a chance at all, such as Tekashi 6ix9ine. Yeah. But if it's somebody who I was a fan of before and then you did something grimy while I was still a fan of yours, I'm still going to listen to you after, like Chris Brown, for example. But however, even though with R. Kelly, like, I listened to him before watching this series and like when all the other accusations happened, I was probably like 7 at the time. So I didn't really know much about it. But now that I'm finding out like these details and just seeing like the emotion and stuff, and even like Dominique's story really like hit me the most, I think, just seeing her mom like go to LA and try and find her and all that.
That one thing is kind of, it's not fishy to me, but I feel like it's still a story untold.
You think?
Because at the end it says that Dominique after 3 days later, she went back to the R. Kelly.
But now she came back to her mom.
Yeah, but why didn't we have any type of information coming from Dominique? Why didn't we have? I'm not saying you have to put her on camera, but please.
But maybe she was scared. She's not even the same person she was before she went in there. Like, she looks like a dyke now.
Yeah.
Like he literally changed her entire
because she said she was rebellious and she's like a tomboy. I
was like, what the fuck? But which was crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna end it off by saying that I voluntarily will not be playing any of R. Kelly's tracks. If I hear them in the club, I'm not gonna like block my ears or nothing like that. But like, I'm not gonna be sitting in my car. If you ask me to play Ignition, it's not happening.
I might still play Ignition.
I'm actually like, I literally, my stomach was hurting watching this at some point.
To be honest, why? So a lot of people do have this stance where they say they're not gonna play his music. I mean, yeah. I've never really been like a huge R. Kelly fan, but I think I got on the train kind of late anyways.
Yeah.
But like this is not me trying to defend him or anything, but I'm not going to, if his songs come up and it's one of them joints is like, all right, I fuck with this, I'm not going to stop playing. You know why I'm not going to stop playing?
Why?
Because when I listen to his music, no fucking part of me is going to think of a young girl.
Mine will.
And I'm not sick like that.
But no, because
I'm not
you know
sick
what
like
I think it is? You know what I think it is? Because you're a guy, you like,
I'm not
saying, no, yeah. you get it. I know you get it. But I don't think like men can fully even comprehend the extent to which that scenario, like, genuinely how fucked up it is as a girl and as a young, like, I'm thinking about what I was doing at 14. I was in the 9th grade, like, you know, like, I was innocent as fuck. Like, the fact that he goes after somebody like that and completely takes that from them, knowing that he can like brainwash them and shit, like, that to me is crazy. And it's just like, I don't think guys will ever fully be until you have kids. I think when you have kids and if you have a daughter, then you'll get it.
But I'm not what I'm telling you and what I'm telling everyone else.
Okay.
When I listen to his music, no ounce of me is going to picture a 14-year-old girl getting penetrated.
Yeah, I'm not gonna picture that, but I'm not
thinking of none of that.
I don't know how.
That's how I give it up. I'm not thinking of no type of underage shit going on. Like, you gotta really understand. Like, I'm not, my mind, if I go there, I'm already done. I'm not going to be playing this music and go like, yo, he's really banging them underage chicks back in the day when he made this. But how?
See, that's what I mean.
But I'm not doing it.
When you have a daughter, then you will get it.
Hold on. I hope to God I still don't even picture my young child getting penetrated by a 20-something.
Those are really the only kind of people that I see getting it. True, like in terms of guys understanding, it's the ones who have like nieces that they're very close with, or younger daughters and shit. I got like a little baby cousin that comes over sometimes. Yeah, so like, would you ever want some creepy old fucking man to like influence her like that?
But not even to this day, I'm not thinking about what if she grows up and she getting hit. I can't think like that because it's. Come on, bro. I can't think like that.
It's what?
It's
I don't
nasty.
understand how, like, especially
I'm
after
not thinking like
that. I think it also depends on how much the documentary really influenced you in terms of I think how much of an impact it had on you.
To be honest, it didn't really have that big of an impact on me because I looked at it like, all right, let me just watch this, let me hear what's going on, and let me make my own opinions and assumptions out of everything that's going on. Because after I watched it, like I said, it was very well done. They got the music, the production was beautiful. They made you, they knew how to evoke emotion with different people they got coming in. They got the right people inside that shit. We're going to talk about why Charlamagne was in there. We're going to talk about a lot of that shit, but they have the right people. They got the founder of the Me Too movement was in there. They have the founder of the Mute R. Kelly movement in there.
A
couple doctors that let you know what type of the
psychological aspects.
Oh yeah. So they really got you into the dichotomy of how R. Kelly could move in the dichotomy of the victim. And I'm like, all right, I'm understanding what's going on. I appreciate it. I feel like it was well put together. But my opinions on it will remain that I don't know if he was actually in the video. People claim that he was. He went through the whole process. He was found not guilty on 14 counts. He took it to trial. You know, he didn't cop out to a plea to a lesser charge. He didn't do none of that shit. He said, no, it's not me. I didn't do that shit. Sparkle, who was his protege at the time, she had some type of music promoting some bullshit. You see I saw it on YouTube. The shit only got like 3,000 views on it.
When I Googled her, I didn't watch it, but I saw like the things that came out.
This shit didn't, I don't know what she tried to do. Maybe she's trying to make her come back in the industry. Yeah. But my thing is, if the industry was so bad to you like that, why would you want to come back to this bullshit?
To take a stand.
You know what? What type of stand?
Against old men preying on little children, such as Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Old men playing a young child preying on a little young child is what you're saying. But Tekashi never did that shit.
Okay.
All right. So you gotta start doing it, especially right now. We're talking about some real shit.
That is serious.
We're talking about some real shit.
I'm not being sarcastic by the way, you guys. I don't like him.
Yeah. Your hate shines
for a good reason.
Yeah, but like, so I'm seeing the documentary, and I'm still questioning a lot of the things, is because I per se don't know what's going on. They painted him to be a monster, which is true. Which, if he did any of those things that those women are claiming that he did, he's a fucking monster. I'm not going to call him trash. He's a monster. But I also was thinking, how many things that he was doing inside the documentary were illegal, things that they get pressed charges on. And I started
domestic abuse.
Okay, the alleged domestic abuse. Where his wife said that she was getting abused, she was getting hawked.
Jones, that radio girl.
She said that she was getting abused as well. But the thing is, the women that were saying they were being abused were all the women in their 30s. Let's get that.
No, one of the younger girls said the same thing.
Which one?
I think Geronda. I think it was her.
Geronda, the girl that was outside his courtroom.
Yeah, I think she said that he slapped her or something a couple times because she No, it wasn't her. It was Lisette, the Hispanic girl.
The Hispanic girl?
Yeah, because she talked back to him.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. So I remember Lisette. She was in the first 2 episodes, right?
Yeah.
I remember how her situation was that she never lived with him, right?
Yeah. No.
She would only go there.
Hotels.
Yeah. And so my thing was, and she said every time she would meet up with him, she would always feel humiliated, embarrassed, shown out.
And then she found out he had a girl or something.
Yeah, some other shit in front of her. She would be disrespected by him all the time. And I don't know how abuse works and stuff like that. I don't know how that works.
Okay.
I know there's certain situations where women don't want to be there. I know that when you have to put in the effort to go see someone that abuses you, and you actually have the shield of saying, I'm not saying no, but you have the shield of just not traveling. Where I don't think he was up on. I don't, at any moment in the documentary, I do not believe that he pressed her like, yo, I'm gonna find you type of shit. But he was always paying for hotels for her to come out, right?
Yeah, but he could have pressed her because
she didn't mention that though.
But
from what I remember,
Lisa Van whatever said that. Well, this was kind of, I guess, a little bit different. But after he found out she took the tape or whatever, they were planning on trying to kill her.
Yeah. So the thing, that whole tape scenario,
yeah,
it could be painted in 2 different ways. Maybe she was trying to extort him for money. Or maybe she really took it because she was really in disbelief and she was disgusted by it.
I think she really took it because of that.
Do you really think so? Or it could have been both. It could have been both.
No,
it could have been both.
It's because of that, because she now finds out that this girl is underage.
Yeah.
So she goes to take the tape because she's like, what the fuck? She's gonna get in trouble for it too. So why would she try to extort Kelly for it? And you know what I mean? It just doesn't.
She's in possession of child pornography.
Yeah.
And she did not report it to police.
Exactly.
So she is, what is that called? Aiding and abetting?
Sure.
Or conspiracy.
I think it's aiding and abetting.
Yeah, because you took this shit, you kept it on the low, and then it suddenly starts to populate the underground market.
Yeah.
If you ask me, he said he paid her. What, he paid her or the man?
No, he paid the guy.
The guy.
Yeah. So why would she doesn't get any parts of that money?
Maybe she did. Maybe they tried to do the whole rich the kid thing.
I don't think so.
Maybe they tried to do the whole rich the kid thing. Run up in the crib, beat you up, beat me up.
But can I ask you this? Shit. So what do you believe?
What do I see? The thing is, I don't know what to believe, because I was watching it. I was like, yo, this is so slanderous. This is so outlandish. It's crazy that it's tugging on my emotional. Well, I don't. No, it wasn't really tugging on my shit. I was like, damn.
Tugging on mine. I cried a couple times.
I didn't cry at all. I was like, damn, this is crazy. But I'm starting to feel like there's people in parts in play here that are not telling the full truth. There's powers that be that are mixed and mingled amongst what's going on with R. Kelly's people and R. Kelly himself and the accusers. I feel like, I was walking at this and I feel like everyone's at fault except for the children, because the children can do no wrong.
I think that I believe all of it, even if there's parts of it that aren't true.
Hold on. We're going to break this down because I was going to mention it inside the show. I don't think I put this on here. But one of the women, Shanti McGee.
Yes.
There's a YouTube video of her daughter talking to Shanti McGee's ex-boyfriend, telling her, saying that all this carrying on that she was doing was lying on R. Kelly's name, said that she would be gone weeks at a time, chasing R. Kelly, going to concerts. The longest that she would be gone is for a week. Remember how Shanti, whatever her name, said she was living with him now.
She was in the Atlanta home. She gave the tour of the Atlanta home. She
was living with him. She had kids the whole fucking time. When she was going on, she had a kid that was 16, 17, 18. Well, let me just not.
Yeah, but how did her kids know that she was actually going to the concert and she wasn't actually locked up by R. Kelly? They don't know that. She said
her mom would text her, telling her to bathe the children, brush their teeth, get them ready. So she basically said the older daughter said that she basically took care of the children while she was going out carrying on and chasing R. Kelly.
That's what she wasn't chasing him. What if she was trapped?
But what, weeks at a time or days? Yeah. She said as long as she was gone was for a week. Was a week, yeah. But she would be gone usually for 2-3 days.
Yeah, he sometimes. Well, you don't know.
You can't live with someone and not have your children come. And he said that her daughter was surprised, and the ex-boyfriend was surprised. Is like, how the fuck you able to pay all these bills? You don't got no goddamn job. R. Kelly was paying all her bills. Right. And then I remember I was having this conversation. Someone in DM told me, was like, a few years ago, R. Kelly had like some type of live stream where he was complaining about way too much goddamn people in his pockets. And after that whole thing came out, allegations and shit started to come out about him. Maybe he was paying off certain people. Maybe the money got short for a lot of people. Money did get short because he had to sell the rental homes because he was back rent for $30,000 or something.
That's why we got to actually see the inside of the Atlanta home.
Yeah, which was kind of crazy. Why no one bought that shit?
Yeah. Well, actually, I wouldn't want to if that's what I heard happened in it.
What are you talking about?
Like the girl was talking about the black room and shit like that, and how she had to stomp on the floor to like get him to like let her out and shit.
Yeah, and the girl also said girls are peeing in buckets and shit like that
in the Chicago studio.
Kind of crazy. Also, I still feel like the wife. I don't fully believe the wife.
Okay.
The ex-wife. I don't fully believe her because there's aspects of it where I feel like even when the stupid headline of what's her name's wife? Pablo, not El Chapo's wife said he never seen her sell no drugs.
Yeah.
Now I never seen him do shit. I never witnessed none of that. Bitch, you fucking lying. You tell me that his ex-wife have 3 kids together.
Yes.
3 fucking kids together. Wife, married, stayed into the crib. You tell me you did not see none of that shit. None of that shit. You tell me you've been absent from all of that shit. I don't fucking believe you. I don't really believe you, bro. Even when people, wives are with their husbands or boyfriends that do fucking heavy drugs, you know that they're doing fucking heavy drugs in their high.
But maybe
you can't tell me you didn't do that.
Maybe she saw it and she didn't want to believe it. Like maybe she was in denial. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like one of those. It kind of reminds me of one of those things where it's like, for example, your parents don't want to know, like, they know you're having sex, but they don't want to believe it, type of thing. They don't want to believe you're all grown up and stuff like that. Maybe it was something like that. Like she saw it, but she didn't want to believe it.
She was an alleged victim.
Man she had kids with.
She was an alleged victim herself.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that she's being abused. She's watching people abused. May or may not be a part of the abusing.
No. I don't think so. But I think because she was even being like held at a certain point, like to be like, okay, you gotta stay in the room, you gotta knock, you gotta ask me for food, blah blah blah, like all that stuff. Because I think it was Lisa was saying that one day she was watching a game with R. Kelly on his couch, and then she like was knocking and stuff and like asking for that stuff. Maybe he did that at times when he was like letting the 14, 15, 16-year-olds run around the house, like, and he would keep her locked in the room at that point. You know what I mean? Like I don't think, for me, it's like I definitely believe everything that's being said, and even if there is stuff that's missing from it, I don't care, because this is still enough to be like, what the fuck? Like, you're sick in the head. There's no way that so many of the similar stories are coming out, and even someone like Big Jax is telling us the exact same thing.
Nah, he didn't tell us nothing.
But
he didn't tell us nothing.
He even said it himself.
He didn't tell us nothing.
He's like, the fact that it's like the same moves that he's pulling like in the documentary that we see, he's actually pulling out here in real life in a Chicago mall at an Aritzia. Like, it's to me, like, it's just sickening. Like, the fact that like the fact that people don't believe all of it or like don't want to believe
it's not people don't want. It's not all right. You make it seem like people just automatically don't want to believe. It's because why people are not. I'm not saying some people have their own MO to go like, you know what, I'm not going to believe it because they're trying to tear down this man. What I say before the series was coming out, I tweeted this. I was saying this to people. I would say we are about to watch the public lynching of R. Kelly live. And we saw that man get lynched on public television. But you know what's coming out after? Is a lot of doubt. A lot of doubt is coming from the production because of certain aspects of it that's just creating doubt for certain people. Like, right? With the whole Shanti McGee thing. It's like, that's making that video I'm talking about, it came out last year. And her daughter was like, yeah, she's about to do some documentary on R. Kelly and shit like that. You know what I mean? Her daughter knew that what she was about to do. All right, and we starting to see videos of people framing his ex-wife dancing, carrying on to the music. Saying I
saw that, and she said it was from years before.
Yeah, and there's another one from where she did a interview with Hip Hollywood, where she was like, "Yeah, we still make things work. I still,
let him see the kids,
love them and shit like that." Yeah, but she did say, "Yo, the money got cut off, and R. Kelly had no participation with the kids
and child support."
So how the fuck is he still seeing the kids? And no child support going on. Like I'm saying, I'm not. And the thing is, I question everything.
But in the documentary, she didn't say that they're cut off from seeing their dad.
She never said like, "Yo, these are the." Don't talk about it.
But she didn't say like they were cut. She just said that she wasn't getting any child support money.
What does that mean? What is child support? Child support is for the child, right?
Yeah.
Did she mean? Well, my thing is, I'm looking at the double meaning. Like, did she mean like she's not getting money for herself to not work?
Maybe that too. I don't know.
Was that what she's trying to get at?
I think at the end of the day, if he's the one holding her hostage, how was she supposed to have gone out and got a job in the whole time when he's holding her hostage in a fucking room? Yeah, but after that, it's when you have 3 kids to watch. One of them was a newborn fucking baby. Like, how are you supposed to go up and get a job when you got to take care of the kid at the same time? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, where is she supposed to put the kid? She has no money. She had no previous job because he had her locked up. So that part to me is just like, I don't know. Like, and I just think like, I feel so bad for those kids to have him as a dad.
So I'm not going to say that because I don't know the inner workings of how he is as a father versus how he is as what the public painted him. Your
dad did this shit is fucked up.
Yeah,
it's gross.
I mean, allegedly. Allegedly.
I
don't know if he did that shit. I don't. He
knows he did that shit because he's coming out. Oh, I'm gonna come out with a website and reveal all.
Oh, he did come out with a Facebook page. Apparently, was deleted.
One by one, and talk about how I have to survive them and blah blah blah. Like,
surviving the lies.
He's so stupid.
Surviving the lies.
I just want to punch him. Like he's fucking dumb.
So the thing is, you know what? I sit back and like most people, sit back and I question everything. I don't necessarily believe everything I'm told and all that. I got to, form my own opinion. I mean, as women listen to this, they go like, you know what? Fuck it. It's the whole revolution. I think this is like the 5th wave feminine revolution right now. 5th wave of feminism that's going on. And I feel like a lot of women want to stand behind a lot of women going like, all right, we see the suffering and we don't want to let this go unheard. We want this to be heard loud and clear. But I want to say that I don't know what to believe, and I want to know what is R. Kelly doing that is illegal, and why hasn't there been any type of legal actions taken for him? I'm not saying like physical abuse. Yes, you could charge it.
Yes.
Charges. All right, physical abuse.
Sex tape with the 14-year-old. Come on, the proof is right there.
Hold on, you say that, but you never watch it. Stop it.
No, I'm not going to watch it.
So you don't know. You don't know.
I don't need to not believe the rest of the fucking world. Like the whole entire world knows it.
The world. I don't know if that's nasty, bro.
Like, and the fact that her basketball teacher even said it. Like
that was her in the video.
Basketball coach.
The
white girl was on the basketball team with her. The old bald black guy with the glasses, that was her basketball coach.
You watched the video too?
Yeah, and he saw it.
Like he was
on the I don't know if he took the stand.
Did he take the stand?
I don't know if he took the stand, but I remember he said that it was her.
I mean, a lot of people took the stand and then none of them came out to be believed.
Like, it just, to me, it's just crazy that, like, I know he's getting away with it because he has some sort of ties to some sort of authority. All right. That's what it is.
But I sit back.
And I also think that, because we had a discussion similar to this in class. And I remember I was talking about just like what it's like to be a woman, and like in today's day and age, when it comes down to these kind of things happening with like creepy guys and shit like that. And like this one guy put up his hand and he's like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand like why you guys have to like take your cell phones to the bathroom or something like that, or take someone with you to the bathroom. And then I raised my hand and I'm like, obviously you don't fucking get it. I'm like, you know what happened to me one time when I was here? I went to the bathroom and an old guy followed me into the bathroom. And I didn't have my phone with me. I was shitting my pants. I'm like, oh my God, he's just staring at me in the mirror as I'm washing my hands. I'm like, you're in the wrong bathroom. And he's like, not saying anything, just smiling at me. I'm like, holy fuck. He lets the door close. I like was sitting in the bathroom. I'm like, okay, I need to bust this door open and just sprint. I run back, and then ever since then, I don't go to the phone without my bathroom. And the guy was like, okay, like, he's like, fine, like, I guess I kind of get it. I'm like, I don't think you do get it. Like, even last night, I was the only girl in the gym at that time. It was like 11:30. I was the only girl in the gym. Even that is kind of like creepy in a sense, because it's like everyone's looking at you, and like, you know, it's like, you're just like guys don't get that.
You know what? I like what you're saying, but it's not what's that word I want to use? What you're saying is cool and all. It sounds hot. Cool and all. It sounds hot, but it's
supposed to be cool.
It's mutually exclusive, because I understand the plight that women have to go through.
Yes.
And what you're saying is exclusive to you and other women, but it's kind of different going on, tying it to the R. Kelly thing.
No,
which I said it sounds hot.
It's like how most of the people who I see that don't believe all of it, or like just don't believe that all of it's true and stuff like that, are guys. Like, it's not, and I don't. That's why because you're saying like all these women standing up for it, whatever, and like this whole fifth wave of feminism. Yeah. I think it's really like, okay, some of them obviously are just like, they just want to go after every and any guy, but for the most part, I would like to believe that it's people like me who it's like, we understand, and I understand how traumatizing that this could actually be to somebody and detrimental. Like,
we've spoken about like stuff happening to women, saying especially a lot of women have been touched growing up. A lot of women have been touched at the moment. I don't come on this mic and discredit no woman who's gone through anything. Yeah. But let's keep it on part. We're talking about a docuseries that have collected people who's like, yo, you've been assaulted by him? All right, we want you to talk. You've been assaulted by him? I want you to talk. Now let's paint and frame a picture. It's not like, let's gather evidence to let's lock this man up. No, let's paint a picture let's call for a public outcry to stop R. Kelly. See, when we do something like that for TV, now I got to look at it a little different. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I got to look at it a little different.
But is it a public outcry to stop him or get him arrested? It's a public outcry for justice.
It's for justice, but I don't know if he's going to get arrested for this. What I saw was a public lynching. They brought him to court of public opinion and were like, this man is a monster. Let's stop him on all fronts. That's what I saw here. It wasn't no type of advocacy group for clemency for somebody. It wasn't one of those. It was, all right. There's Dream Hampton, the producer. There's apparently some white guy who's backing it. Who someone was breaking it down how someone who got behind Lifetime is the same person who got behind some other shit. The same person who got behind that shit. He is got charges for child pornography type shit. Okay. So there's a lot of shit that's going into it that's like, all right, very confusing. But I'm not going to I'm not discrediting anybody, but I am objective to go like, you know what? Let me hear what R. Kelly has to say and let me formulate my own opinion. But right now, there's certain things I'm like, questionable. There's certain things that I cannot stop. Like, hey, if this 14-year-old girl who said that she was not in the video is still around R. Kelly after this one woman said that, yo, we had the threesome with her, then that shows me maybe the family was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm okay with it. He's putting money in my pocket. Sparkle seems to be like Sparkle never talked about that too. Why she left out her niece?
Yeah, niece.
Her niece. She left her out. It was like, ever since after whatever happened after the fucking
after she was defending them.
After she was defending them, went to court. What happened to her niece now? Why
That's the thing. They never said.
They never spoke. There's a lot of shit that leave out.
But she said she didn't talk to her family for 10 years after it happened.
Right. So she's talking to them now.
But who knows if it's them? Like, it might not be them. I think she meant she didn't talk to the entire family for 10 years. Like,
They cut her off. They cut her off.
Yeah, which is fucked up because I think that comes down to the fact that, like, she's the only person, obviously, who has the fucking brain to stick up for the damn girl and be like, this is not okay, when the rest of them are just money hungry. But
she never talked about that. That's fucked up.
Like, even you saying, what's it called? Like, you want to see what R. Kelly has to say? R. Kelly's addressed all of this multiple times over the last couple of years, ever since that tape came out to TMZ with Jocelyn Savage and everything. Yeah, he's about to drop receipts though. But that's the thing. He never, ever, ever gives details about anything. He just always like, I didn't do this shit. Like, he'll never say it up front. He'll beat around the bush. He'll never straight up say, I didn't do this. He'll never say that. He'll just always beat around the bush and be like, like, I just don't like whatever is happening and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's it. He'll never straight up say he didn't do it because he did that shit.
Maybe he's guilty as fuck.
He did that
Maybe he's guilty as fuck. Maybe he's guilty to some aspects. Maybe some of them shit is played up for media. I don't know. This is all alleged. I'm not going to come down on the man. I'm not going to come down on the victims and shit like that. But there's things that I would say I want to take the honest time, the honest opinion to be objective about and say, hey, there's certain things that you don't paint a full picture. You paint a picture that allows me for interpretation. And that's what it is. It allows for interpretation, a lot of it. For me to go like, all right, they lead me to the well, and it's like, all right, I'm able to see that. All right, this is the information that you gave me allows me to paint him as a monster. Maybe he's probably a fucking monster. He's a sick in the head. Maybe if this is all true, take this man to jail, give him what he has to give him. I'm not going to say, yo, fuck R. Kelly on top of shit. I'm not going to be on some type of righteous wave. I don't want to be like, and I remember my friend was sending me some shit. We're going to talk about the Drake shit too. We're going to get into that. Yeah. My friend sent me some dude on Instagram. He put out some pictures about Drake and made it seem like Drake is a monster and shit like that. Probably is. But I don't want to be no Hannibal Buress ass nigga. Where, you know what Hannibal Buress is? The dude, he was like, hey.
Hannibal Buress?
Yeah. Okay. That's the dude that I don't know what happened to his career after he exposed Bill Cosby. That shit crazy because he said some jokes. People took to that. Shit went rampant and then got Bill Cosby locked up because of him. I don't want to be no Hannibal Buress ass dude. I'm not saying I don't want to stand up for a thing, but I'm not going to just come out there and go like, you know what, this and that. What I would rather do is like, yo, if you want me to testify, I'm going to take the sand and point the finger and go like, yo, that man did it. Fuck it. But I say that to say this. All right, let's move on.
Yep.
All right, so Chance the Rapper is doing some damage control. You saw that? So what was in the docuseries was that he said that I regret doing music with R. Kelly because I didn't take heed of the plight of the accusers and then they edited to say black because they're black women. But he also said some other shit.
He said maybe I didn't care because I didn't value the accusers' stories because they were black women.
But which was inside the docuseries, but he actually said he said it was taken out of context, but the truth is, what did he say?
Any of us who ever ignored the R. Kelly stories or believed he was being set up / attacked by the system, as black men often are, were doing so at the detriment of black women and girls. I apologize to all of his survivors for working with him and for taking this long to speak out. Yeah.
So do you feel like, and that's one thing about the docu, like they painted a fucking picture. Bro, you took this man's shit out of context. You made him look bad to black women. Am I right?
To make Chance the Rapper look bad?
Yes. In a sense, yes, it does.
I don't remember seeing this Chance the Rapper part there. I remember seeing it on Twitter, but it was in the series?
It was in the series, yes. It was short. They said, I regret doing music with him because black. Edited black women.
Oh shit.
That's why he's doing damage control. He wouldn't do damage control otherwise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying about the whole docu thing? They painted the picture. That's why I say it's well done. That's why I say it's well done, right?
But okay, I get what you're saying with the whole painting a picture, but to me, that still doesn't change the validity of the stories. For me,
it doesn't. It does. You know what? It may not change the validity of the stories, but it does shine a bit of doubt on the docuseries and the producers and the people behind it. Why did they go to that instance or that extent to paint and frame something such as a man who's clearly has a wider range of vocabulary to express why he feels remorse for working with this man, rather because he didn't care about the accusers because they were black women, as it was seen in the docu-series. You know what I mean? Let's, like Pusha T said, surgical summer. It's gonna be surgical summer. We're gonna peel it back one at a time. All right, so Dame Dash separating himself, pushing himself and his brand away from R. Kelly, saying that he denounces basically what that guy is doing. He didn't want nothing to do with the album, the Jay-Z and R. Kelly album that was coming out. Well, I don't think we ever got. And
I don't think so.
I don't think, and Jay-Z kicked him off tour too. So I don't know what happened behind those scenes of the tour.
Maybe they knew.
Maybe something happened.
Maybe a lot of these people knew and didn't want to give another black man to the prison system. Maybe that's what it was. Do you think the music industry and other people in it are harboring this fugitive R. Kelly? Let me stop. Maybe. No. But even, because what I was confused about was his old, I believe it was his old tour manager or somebody, the guy with the glasses and the black hair and a ponytail. He was talking about how, like, he one day, like, he saw it a couple times, and one day he went, like, he didn't see them having sex with them. Yeah. But one day he went to the Chicago studio and saw a bunch of girls in every single room with the lights out, just waiting for R. Kelly. And they were young girls, and he never, like, why didn't he do anything about it? Why is he waiting till now?
Do you think, all right, so we're going to talk about, we got surgical something, we're going to peel it back one by one. All right, so you want to talk about the Dave Mash, or fuck it? He was inside the Fiesta video for the Fiesta video remix, dancing. And
what's it called? Was it Geron? No. Lisa, one of the girls who R. Kelly, like, hooked up with, was also in one of his videos. I don't know if it was Fiesta, but
they're participating and being abused at the same time.
Well, that was before she got trapped.
Before she got dropped.
Before she got trapped.
Do you think these women, would you think they would ever come to light if R. Kelly was, let's say, subsequently paying a lot of their rent and bills for them? Let's be honest.
Do I think it would ever come to light?
Yeah, if these women were still getting, I'm not saying still, but I'm saying if these women were getting paid, do you think these women would come out and accuse of them anything? Because one of the women, Geronda? Was it Geronda? Geronda. She said she broke her fucking NDA to speak out.
Yeah, she did. I don't think that makes a difference whether or not he was paying their shit, because he's doing it to control them. He's using them as their puppets.
Money, power, Geronda. Oh, I remember seeing some type of headline. I didn't read into it. I don't know if it was real, because there's a lot of fake news out there. But she said Geronda was being scammed or type of being extorted by R. Kelly's ex-wife. I don't know if that shit is true or not, but I seen that shit and I was like, oh, that kind of sounds wild. All right, so where we at? What were we talking about? Peel it back. We gotta peel it back.
We skipped Dame Dash. Because there's not really much to go off of there.
He's trying to separate himself. He was gonna marry Aaliyah. He loved her.
Yeah, like Omarion said that B2K is retiring all R. Kelly written songs after the reunion tour, because obviously he knows that
after the reunion tour. Yeah,
because he said in the series of tweets, he was basically saying, like, I get it. Obviously, those are like some of our top songs that you guys want to hear that he wrote and shit. But like after, because he said, while I know our fans would be greatly disappointed if we didn't perform those songs on the tour, after the tour I'm retiring them from my set list and because I too am raising a future queen. See, I'm telling you right now, it's only the guys with kids, daughters.
To be honest, I think it's all the celebrities are trying to look good.
No,
yes,
not
yes,
all of them.
Yes,
not even that many. A few have come out. A handful have come out to be like new R. Kelly, whatever, such as John Legend, Neo. They both have daughters. Omarion has a daughter. Does Tank have a daughter?
Yeah.
Yes. See, Tank has a daughter. Jada Pinkett Smith, she's a woman. I get it how she gets it, and she has a daughter.
Bun B says fuck him.
He has a daughter.
Styles P has a I think he maybe had another daughter.
That's what I'm telling you.
Hold on.
Only the men with daughters who understand and get it.
Hold on. There's who else has the daughters that came out forward? Who else don't have daughters who necessarily came out forward?
I don't think anybody.
Does Black has a daughter or a son?
Black? Oh, I don't know.
I think he may have a daughter. He said fuck him. Tyrese has a daughter, but he hasn't said nothing.
Black has a daughter.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you,
who else
that's what it is. Because even I was talking to like this guy I was talking to, whatever. We were just talking about the documentary, and he's like, yeah, but like like, what if, like, you know, like, do you believe all of it and stuff? And I'm like, you don't have a fucking daughter, you're not gonna get it.
No, it's not. I don't think
like, he has sisters and he still doesn't really get it.
It's you saying that because someone does not have a daughter doesn't.
No, I'm saying it's a trend. It's a trend that's happening right now because most guys who don't have daughters are the ones who are denouncing it. I'm not saying that's. There's a few. Honestly, there's a handful.
Who's denouncing?
Not fully denouncing it, but for the most part, being like, oh, like, do you really believe all of it or blah blah blah? Like, you know what I mean? Like those guys are more so playing the part in, like, not seeing the fact that this is actually damaging and detrimental, and they're more so just like. It's almost like mansplaining. Like, they're trying to just, I guess, figure out, like, nah, this can't really be happening. Like, whatever. Like, I can't believe he would do something like this.
It's not.
Like,
I don't know.
It's happened. Obviously, it happened.
This shit happens. I feel like there's a lot of fucking monsters out there that have still been unexposed.
Yeah.
And I feel like, let's talk about this. I feel like let me be clear with this one. I feel like no one in the fucking black community, or whatever you want to call it, urban market or the urban audience, did not give a fuck about none of these accusers until white people rallied behind it. Was like, yo, let's expose this man. I'm saying, yes, you know, there's certain black people out there, I'll tell them, I even tweeted this, I was like, I'll tell them the right thing over and over again. I'll say some shit that's correct about some shit, and then they'll come back to me and go like, you know what? Some other shit was right. This other shit was right. And I was like, yo, I told you this shit, but it was like, yo, I heard it from this white guy, so it must be true. So exactly how a lot of these things, once a white company comes behind it, or once a white knight comes behind this shit and saves the day, that's when black people want to rally.
But not even that. They were even saying in the documentary how, for the most part,
it was the white fucking machine that brought up the mute R. Kelly, was it not?
No, but
was it not? Stop, Nina. Was it not?
Yeah,
yes, it was.
Listen to what I'm saying. They're saying that one of the reasons why this has gone on for so long is because nobody cares because it's black girls. It's not white girls. If it was fucking Sally, Becky, and whoever the fuck else, they would have been taken down a long time ago.
I don't necessarily believe that, because look at Harvey Weinstein. He's still out here. He's still doing his thing. Louis C.K. still doing this shit. Kevin Spacey still doing this shit. That dude who raped some chick and flew up to France so he wouldn't have to face charges over here.
Roman Polanski.
Yeah, I'm saying, don't say because they're black women, that's why they're being ignored. Fuck out of here. It's because they're probably just women. Let's just say that. Just fucking women, and because they're accusing powerful men. Let's keep it at fucking that. Don't bring race into it, because there's a lot of other shit that goes into it besides race. Stop it. Black women have come up a lot throughout these years. Women are still being belittled because they're going up against big fucking men who have power and influence. That's what it is. Stop saying all of that. It's cool. It sounds hot to fucking say. People love to say that. When Ada comes back, she's gonna say because of black women. It sounds hot. It sounds fucking hot. But no, I don't. I'm not. I'm a part of you guys. Like, I might be a black man, but I understand. I understand as much as I can understand. You know what I mean? So don't say that, because I'm looking at the other side, and the other side don't look green too, man. The other side don't look green. It don't really look green anywhere. Whatever type of ethnicity, nationality you go to, what type of creed, religion, all that shit, it don't look green over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just gotta tend to our own garden. Our own garden is fucked up. But I'm just saying, people did not rally behind R. Kelly until white companies got up and was like, let me put the key in the back of all of this. Mm-hmm. BuzzFeed came through. People were like, whoa, sex cult. They did like a expose type of shit. Mm-hmm. Oh, let's cancel this man. Fucking Dreamhampton's being backed by a white program. Oh shit. Documentary. Let's mute R. Kelly again. Let's get them the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna play none of his music. And then what, I think was it the Me Too girl or the mute R. Kelly that spoke to John Warner, the radio host.
Me Too girl.
It was the Me Too girl?
Yes.
He was like, yes. She was like, yo, can you please stop playing R. Kelly's music? And he was like, all right, bet.
But isn't Tom Joyner black?
Tom Joyner is black. He is the quintessential audience of R. Kelly.
Yeah.
He's let me just say it. He is the quintessential man who has the audience catered towards R. Kelly type of music. Mm-hmm. Urban AC, that's what they call it.
I see the way you're explaining it. It almost makes it seem as if like the reason that all these exposes is happening is because maybe the black people who were involved with it tried and their voices weren't considered as loud enough or quote unquote air quotes valid. And then as soon as white people came up and backed it, then everyone was like, okay, fine, it's valid. But I think it only took, but I don't think it took, actually, because even in the documentary, they did show like a few black people who were like, no, this didn't happen. Like, I still listened to him and stuff. I don't know. But we gotta move on to the Charlemagne thing. Oh
yeah, let's talk about. Yo, I like Charlemagne. Let me just put this out there. I like him. That dude inspired me to do. Or I looked at him. I was like, you know what? I could do what he's doing. I looked at all of that, but after this summer, after this whole ordeal, and you know what really makes it fucked up? I'm going to say this, right? What really makes it fucked up is because this is how you know I'm objective, because I like the man. I really like him. What really makes it fucked up because he said something so fucking profound in the docuseries. He said, if you want to murder a black man, or if you want to do murder a black man. If you want to do some type of assault or sexual assault or rape, do it to a black woman. And what is Charlemagne doing? So what is Charlemagne accused of? He's accused of subsequently raping a black young female, right?
And making jokes about the whole R. Kelly.
Yeah, we'll get to that. It's a surgical summary. We're gonna peel it back one by one. So he did that, and subsequently we can see the woman. Just her name's Jessica Reed. Yep. There is a documentary on YouTube. I watched somewhat. It's not well put together. It's by Choke No Joke. I fell asleep halfway through. Not to try to shit on her or anything, but I was watching it. It's called Justice for Closure, the Jessica Reed story, and she was on there. The documentary on YouTube has barely any views, that much views on it. And we saw over time and time again that her voice has been silenced. And when someone like the name of Star was trying to spearhead this whole thing, a lot of people were like, "What are you doing, Star? What are you doing? Why are you trying to expose this black man?" You know what I mean?
Sparkle?
No, not Sparkle. Star. Star is a radio former.
Okay.
He spearheaded this story. It picked up a little bit of traction to a point where Charlemagne stopped going on stopped going on his podcast. He addressed it in somewhat of a way after the documents came out and said that he was found. It was not guilty, but the DNA came quite non-conclusive. And he copped out to a lesser charge, which was, I guess, giving alcohol to a minor or delinquency of a minor, whatever type of charge was that. So let's talk on facts. Is that court-wise, he was never found guilty of sexually assaulting any type of woman. Although he was accused and brought to court for it, he was never found guilty. But he took a plea. This woman she does claim that she was raped. She is pointing the finger at Charlemagne. But if Charlemagne is not the guilty party, who the fuck is it?
She said she was 15 too.
She was 15. And she said Charlemagne was what, 21?
I'm not sure how.
21 or something? He was in his 20s. When this whole thing, he said that the mother said that Charlemagne befriended the family that night. Oh, not that night, but befriended the family and then brought her out that night. Along with her friend who said she witnessed Charlemagne penetrating Jessica Reed. So when I see this man inside the docuseries, I think Dream Hampton also put out a tweet apologizing and regretting for putting him in there.
She said she tried to fight more to get Bruce off of it. Yeah, Kelly's older brother than fucking.
Look at you! Why would you do that? I see. The thing is, that's what I'm saying. There's certain parts of the docuseries that just shit's falling apart quick. All right. Surgical summary. We're taking it slow by slow, okay? Going one at a time, you know. That's how we do it.
I think we're gonna spend this whole episode on
we might. Fuck it, people. We might.
We got 25 more minutes.
Yeah, we might. Surgical summary. It might be a whole this might be just the break.
Post-doc.
Surviving R. Kelly, the podcast. So we're gonna take it one. There's a lot to get into. Fuck. Yeah. Oh shit.
How far are we?
We're an hour and 14 minutes in. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what?
I'm telling
Fuck.
you.
Fuck.
It's gonna be Survivor.
All right, man. People who are listening, if you listen this far and you're going like, when are we going to get to something else?
We're not.
We may or may not. And for that, I apologize for not staying on pace and getting to all the other content.
No, but I kind of had a feeling this would happen because there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. Like I said, surgical song, we taking piece by piece.
So he also, he was also saying like older tweets about him uncovered about the accusations, and then he said like in the tweets he was saying like he called the R. Kelly sex tape with the peeing the greatest celebrity sex tape of
exactly
all time.
That shit was nasty.
And she's like Dream Hampton, the producer, was like she just saw his 2010 tweet tonight. This was a couple days ago probably.
But even hold on, I'm sorry for even cutting you off. For even that shouldn't even be an excuse. You already know this man is under fire. And this black woman's voice has been silenced. Right. And he said such a profound thing. You can't tell me you heard that profound thing and overlook the fact of what happened over the summer and go like, damn, he has a point. He has a fucking point. Because I'm not saying he's doing it. I'm not saying he's conspired to.
Maybe they just did it because they couldn't get anybody else in it. Because who turned it down? Jay-Z, Lady Gaga, a few other people all turned it down.
I wouldn't want to be a part of that shit either.
But see, the reason they don't want to be a part of it, you know why?
Why?
Is because they know there's a mess they could potentially drag themselves into.
Well, maybe these people who denied it were all complicit. Questlove said he was trash. He's always been trash. He doesn't consider it a genius. But I don't know at what point he didn't consider him a genius. Because R. Kelly's been out since the 90s. So at what point did he go like, he's not a genius? Or what point did you not fuck with him? After 2002?
Yeah.
I don't know. But like, yeah, other people just have not commented. But like, yeah, the whole Charlemagne thing was like, I don't know where he's at. Apparently he didn't go to the Breakfast Club on the Monday when they're back. He hasn't said anything. He hasn't tweeted or posted anything since December 27th. Is he hiding?
What the fuck? I didn't know this.
Hey, surgical something. We're gonna peel it back one by one, you know. Surgical winter.
Today?
Huh?
To the Breakfast Club?
I don't know. We gotta see.
Let me Google it.
I don't know. He's been absent, but the thing is, he has a history of taking a day off after returning. After they all return, because I think he needs the extra day, but he has a history of doing that.
The extra day
I don't know, but he has a history of doing that, so I'm not going to necessarily blame it on him not trying to speak on the mic. But yeah, this is something that a lot of people are looking at. It's like, come on, you bugging for having him on there, and for rightfully so. I understand what's going on. And you know what? Let's move on. We're not going to talk about this AJ Calloway. He's been let's talk about this Drake.
Okay.
Surgical song. We're gonna peel it back one by one.
Okay.
All right. So there's a video of Drake groping and kissing a 17-year-old girl.
But he didn't know she was 17 until after that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the legal age of consent for any sexual activity is 17 in Colorado.
Oh, was that where it was? I wasn't sure where it was.
17. All right. 17 for age of consent, and anything below 17 is there has to be a 10-year span. So a 15-year-old could date a 24-year-old. But anything lower than 15 in Colorado, I did surgical summer. We're peeling it back by back. I did my research. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this shit. So I was like, all right, I want to know if Drake is wrong, because I'm gonna talk about this on the show too. We're gonna talk about this. Probably have a little bit more time on there. But I wanted to know, was Drake necessarily wrong for what he did? Because he did not do anything that was illegal in terms of sexual behavior. And the woman has to say, I did not consent to that. So since that has not come to part, he was 23, he's 32 right now.
Yeah, so 9 years ago.
9 years ago, right? Is he wrong? Let's start.
Okay, so my thing is, so I watched the video and like whatever, saw it like and shit like that, and then I didn't even watch it. I couldn't bring myself to watch it. The fucking decency to say, first question he asked is, how old are you? Mm-hmm. Or no, he asked what your name is, then he said, how old are you? Then she said 17. He's like, oh my god. But then it was kind of creepy after, because he's like, oh my god, like, how do you look like that, blah blah blah. I would have been just like, yo, get her off the stage like right away. Mm-hmm. But then after he asked like how old she was and she said she was 17, he still like hugged her and then kissed her and like Like I
grabbed her breast allegedly.
Yeah, like I didn't see that part. After.
That's what I'm reading.
I read that too, but I watched it and I didn't see him do that after I don't even see him do it in the first place. He had his arms. You know when you're like hugging someone from their neck from behind like this, and your hands are like.
Said that her breast felt good against his chest.
Yeah, he did say that. That was kind of creepy. But. Yeah, like I didn't see any breast grabbing. The video was really shit quality too, though, mind you.
2010.
Yeah.
2010. Probably on Nokia.
But I didn't see any grabbing. But yeah, just after he found out she was 17 and he's like, yeah, where'd you get all this from? Like, how are you so thick? And like, your breasts feel great against my chest. And then kissed her. And I was like, because he kissed her on the cheek, on the forehead, on the other cheek, and on the lips. Or maybe the nose. I don't know. But I was like, that's still kind of creepy. The fact that she found that. Is
it? What's creepy about it? The morality of it, or the legal part? Oh, it's not even illegal. What's the moral part, right?
I think not even just. I guess just the moral part. It's just no. It's creepy. Yeah, it's creepy because of the morality. Because it's like you just found out she's 17, but now you're still gonna say this stuff.
But let's be honest. He did not do anything that was wrong. We all have the conception that once you turn 18, you are now adult. I mean, the government has put that into everyone's brain. It's like once you turn 18, you are now able to be tried as adult. You are looked at as an adult by the law and all that thing. So, and then people have the other things like, oh, you're not really fully mature until the frontal cortex of your brain turns 25 and shit like.
I think for guys only.
All right, stop it.
Because guys are immature.
Stop it. You seen those 33-year-old women get caught up?
Pardon?
You seen those 33-year-old women get caught up? Their brain was fully developed. It's fully developed, and they had a career. Sure. So I'm just saying, for me, I'm looking at this. I think this is another L that Drake has evaded because I can't pinpoint him doing anything that was necessarily legally wrong. Yeah. Right. So it depends how you look at it. Right. Some people like, oh, if you're a fan of Drake and you're a woman who participates in certain type of sexual behavior, you will look at that as light.
But mind you, also I think the other thing that doesn't make this as creepy as something like R. Kelly's scenario is the fact that yes, she's 17, but he's only 23. Exactly. That's my age right now. That's only a 5-year gap. I've talked to guys who were 28 and I'm 23 right now. That's still a pretty big gap, but I mean that still seems like a significant gap, but it's really not that bad when you especially when you're looking at 17 to 23. Like that's not. You know what I mean? So I feel like that also helps. Whereas R. Kelly was like 35, macking on 17-year-old.
Oh, he's 27, married a 15-year-old.
Yeah, see? Like, there we go. That's all 12 years.
That's crazy, son.
And she still had 3 years till she hit 18.
Yeah, and their parents were implicit in that.
Yeah, so
I don't think there's... So, let me tell you a story. I'm probably going to tell this on air, too.
Oh, God, what'd you do?
I didn't do nothing.
Okay, good.
I went to my friend's house.
Okay.
A friend of a friend brought over some minors.
I think you might have told me this story.
Minors. Brought them, not minors. Yes. They could, or legally, they couldn't buy alcohol.
Okay.
Legally, they couldn't drink alcohol.
Okay.
Legally, if you got caught giving them alcohol, you would get charged.
Yes.
That's how young they were.
Okay.
But one of them took one of the chicks back to the room. I don't know.
Wait, how old was the friend of the friend?
I think they're ranging from 16 to 18.
And the friend of a friend was
16 to 17.
And the friend of a friend was how
old? 20 or 21, allegedly.
Okay.
They were in the room after because we had girls inside the house as well, girls of age, around our age, my age, let's say that.
Okay.
And so after they found out that these girls are young, like whoa. What's he doing inside the room with the chicks? Like, yo, and they started panicking.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, get the girl out. And I'm here chilling, right? I'm like, you said she's 17, right?
Yeah.
Like you're inside the room. It's like, yeah, he's good. It's legal. He's not going.
17? Is 17 legal?
16 is the age of consent in Ontario.
Okay, yes.
Consented age. I mean, if you're drunk, she ended up throwing up after in the washing machine.
Oh God.
So we could. There's another unpacking there we could go to, but
oh God.
Yeah. So I mean, was it really consent?
Come Let me not laugh.
Man. But yeah. So that was going on. I didn't know what was going on.
See, if you're looking at it like if she was 16 and he was 20. That's 4 years. That's like in high school when a 9th grader dates a 12th grader. I've seen it happen before.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is people in that room panicked. Because they all had their preconceived notion is that anything under 18 is nasty, disgusting, unlawful, and should not be done.
And maybe it's also kind of like a safety because everybody knows globally around the world 18 is adults. So people are like, I'd rather follow by that than to follow by 16.
But the funny thing is, let's break it. We're going to have to unpack this because a lot of guys who are looked at as these guys that really get women, they do get a lot of younger, impressionable girls still in high school. I'm going to say that.
I've seen that.
There's a lot of guys still, I'm not going to say praying, I'm not going to say that, but there's a lot of guys still smashing chicks that are above 16 and a little up.
Well, are we talking like, because I've seen someone who was like, I think 20 talking to an 11th grader, so that's 16. So 4 years. We're talking something like that, or are we talking older? The
age of consent is 16. Remember,
are we talking older for the guy, like 20?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've known a guy who was about 20 still smashing, maybe 20 is still smashing chicks in high school.
Yeah, see, I always thought that was gross. Even when I found out this guy did it, I thought it was weird.
Yeah, me personally, I couldn't do it. Yeah. I don't even like dating girls who are like 4 years younger. I don't like dating girls 5 years younger because that's my bro. I'm my bro age. Like, he got you. Like, you could give him that work. Like, I'd rather just do like 3 years, you know, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, I could be, this is me, I could just be high strung.
No. Because I agree with it.
You know, like, yeah.
When it comes down to that, it's like I would never date someone who was born in the same year my sister was. Yeah. Like, that's fucking weird. That's my little sister.
Yeah, that's my little bro. I know how he gets it down. I know how he gives it up.
Yeah.
And yo, you could give him that work. I mean, I want the work. You know what I mean? But some people don't see age as that. It's like, as long as I can't get in trouble, then we all good.
See, that's kind of creepy to me.
Yeah. So
it does play an important role to me. I've always said this. I will never go more than 5 years older than me, and I'll never go more than 2 years younger than me.
All right. Yeah. So see, I bring up that situation just to say that, hey, legally he didn't do nothing wrong. Well, yeah, legally. But it just, the people have just the look at it is like, you know what, bro? If she's not 18, just don't even do it. It just looks bad when it comes to light. Yeah. Although you don't do nothing wrong, but the thing, I think a lot of men do have this fetish for a lot of younger women. I don't know what
the sugar daddies.
It might be the sugar daddies. It might be some type of weird illusion that young vagina gives you energy type shit.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. It's not true. I don't believe it. But like, just guys always do fetishize younger women. I remember being with I remember 15 and being with this girl who's 15 was like, yo, I don't usually date guys my age. I was her first guy. I was like, I don't usually date guys my age. I usually date older guys. Like guys much older than you, like 20s, and she was 15, mind you. That's kind of weird. And she was saying like, oh, she would always get hit on guys who had like families and older gentlemen in their 30s, 40s and shit like that. And she would like that shit. And so I say that to say, you know, that's how she gave it up. Like,
I did see someone even post that too. Somebody posted on their Instagram story saying how, yeah, this whole R. Kelly thing is definitely fucked up and messed up. Yeah. But girls, don't be acting like in high school you guys weren't entertaining the older men and stuff too.
A lot of them were.
I was like, damn.
A lot of them were, and some of you gotta ask. It's like, why were you? What? I mean, I think some of the questions I kind of asked myself, and some females, I guess in my head, I don't really ask them out loud, is that when you're that young, right? You gotta take your time. Go like, why is this 20-year-old man? 25, 23-year-old man talking to me, a fucking girl who was on a routine 5 days out the week.
Have sex.
Yeah, like, but it's not even just to have sex. Why is that? Is that man not fully developed enough to only have a conversation to be compatible with a girl who's young like that?
Like, growing up, my mother always drilled it in my head, like literally constantly every single day, like the most ridiculous scenarios, and it's like, he just wants to have sex with you. Like, that's it. Yeah. Like, you know, like she literally would drill it in my head, and she's like, don't do it till you get married, blah, blah, blah. But she always drilled it in my head to stay more on the safe side than to put down my walls and open up right away and to be like, okay, fine. Like, I trust you. And I think that could also play a part in it, having that sort of parental guidance when it comes down to that, because I didn't talk to like nobody in high school. Like, I wasn't like, yeah, sure, guys my age or a year or two older, that's it. But I wasn't trying to talk to men who were like 25 while I was like 17, 16. Like that's not the wave I was on.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I guess we got about like 9 minutes.
Yeah, we got 9 minutes.
9 minutes. All right, people, we fucked up a lot on this podcast.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't get to nearly half of what we wanted to do,
but I think this will be good.
You think so?
I think because I think a lot of people are looking forward to what we think about this R. Kelly show.
All right, okay.
Because you're gonna say something outlandish, and I'm gonna.
I don't think I said anything outlandish. I think I didn't pick a position.
No, you're just pissing me off at some point.
I didn't pick a position. I think that's the anger part. Is Apollo, you didn't pick no fucking position. Are you on R. Kelly's side or no? And the question is not. I think some people have an argument which is called the ad hominem, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe
go with this again.
Or hold on, let me bring up my bag. I have an argument book. I told you how
for the R. Kelly thing?
No, come on, stop it. It's a book called Bad Arguments. It's a lot of books that appeal to ignorance. There's certain things that tactic people use to generalize in arguments to kind of sway your opinion about them. So there's certain things that straw man theory or something like that. Okay, all right. So the straw man theory is what people might come at me with. They might come at you, Nina. They might say the straw man theory is put up a straw man is an intentionally caricature of a person's argument with the aim of attacking the character rather than the actual argument. So they're going to say that Apollo is a monster.
That's true.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what people are going to do. And I understand. I did not pick a side.
Do you remember we had this argument during the Kanye West thing?
Yes.
And you're like, it's a fucking ad hominem. And
yeah.
I'm like, shut the fuck up.
So yes, exactly. So this is what it is. People are going to attack me.
Yo, can I borrow that book when you're done?
Go ahead. I mean, I already read it.
Okay, give
it. All right, here you go. I brought it just so Nina could debate me better on here on the podcast, so we could talk about points and not get at people and not say because I like Kanye West doesn't mean I'm an idiot. So it's a quick read too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, we really fucked up, people.
Just call it a show.
Yeah, we want to get into the Kevin Hart shit,
but I feel like we're not even gonna get into it.
All right, let's just say, congratulations to Cynthia Brown.
Santoya Brown, Jesus Christ!
I fucked that up.
Santoya Brown got clemency.
Yeah, because remember last podcast before the year ended, I said that
he didn't do it. The old governor.
Yeah, the government. But now we got she got granted clemency, which is congratulations to her.
Coming out in August on parole.
Which is I kind of find weird because Alex Johnson got out in like a week.
Yeah, I thought that's Kim Kardashian made a call. Drake said that he was making calls behind the scene, him and Future, to see what could happen. Future Prince, not Future.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Future Prince, the DJ.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was supposed to say Future. I was about to say I could believe Drake. Future, maybe not. All right. So I appreciate you guys listening. All right. Let's just say maybe Kevin Hart is not going to be a part of the Oscars.
No.
That may not thing that was being reported. We don't know. We're gonna talk. Well, you're not gonna listen. You're not gonna hear this. But hey, we're talking about all this again at 6:00. So tune in. Too late anyway. All right, man. Thank you guys for listening. This has been another episode of the Educated and the Reckless podcast with your host, Paulo P.
No better, Nina.
And if you enjoyed today's conversation, please hit us up in the DMs saying how much you enjoyed the conversation. If you hate me, if you love me, if you love Nina, you hate her. If we didn't get to as many topics as we liked that you wanted to.
R. Kelly ruined our lives.
And if you think that, we're so trash for talking about R. Kelly this whole time, you know what? Just tune in next week because we may not be talking about him a long time. All right, so keep it locked. This is the Educated and Reckless Lock podcast, and see you next week.
Bye.